Hello. Uh, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. I think there is some lag in the internet. I think. Okay. Okay. So let's start. Okay. Good evening to everyone. So now today we are starting about what is the strength of LabVIEW, why do we use it, and how you can uh, take the advantage of using LabVIEW and convert it as an your career. How to use LabVIEW as a career opportunity. Okay. So today we are going to discuss what are the things that we can do with LabVIEW, what are the features, and what are the capabilities through LabVIEW we can take advantage of. Okay. So let me just give you a brief about my company, what we do. I'm one of the directors and co-founders of Exelic Tech Solutions. So we have founded this company back in 2017 after the graduation. So I'm assuming like you guys are in the maybe third year or final year. So 3 years back, I was in my final year, 2017. I'm a 2017 pass out. So my graduation, I started this company. Okay. And what we do particularly is we provide help to R&Ds and manufacturing companies to increase their production and to improve their quality of the product. And what we majorly do is we enable IIoT in the companies, which is very least in our country. IoT is not there, so we provide these kind of solutions. Okay, and our main USP is we provide applications or software and machines as per the customer requirement. So whatever the customer needs, we deliver. Okay. So before starting out, there are some basic videos that I want you guys to watch. Uh, just wait a second. Disconnect my ear. So this is a very basic video about what is LabVIEW. Sorry. अच्छा. साउंड नहीं आ रहा आपको. सेकंड. Change settings. Maybe. I don't know why sound is not coming. It should come. So I'll do one thing is I'll copy the link and I'm mentioning in the chat box. Uh, those who haven't watched this video yet can go through this video in just a minute. It's a very small video. It's just a video of 1 minute. So it's a request if you can watch this video. So it will create a momentum for us to progress in our conversation. Yes, yes. That's what I'm doing. 1 second. Uh, Let me open it, the YouTube. ठीक ठीक. Yes, yes, yes.
Software designed for the fast development of any engineering application. LabVIEW, software designed for the fast development of any engineering application that requires test, measurement, or control. There are two things that make LabVIEW uniquely valuable for engineers. The first is the fast and extensive hardware integration, available for everything from benchtop instruments and PC-based data acquisition boards to software-defined radios and FPGA-based embedded computer hardware. Second is LabVIEW's graphical approach to programming. This means that you can program the way you think using a flowchart-like method called graphical data flow to move data from one function to another. LabVIEW recompiles its code with every action, which means you can detect and fix coding errors as they happen, rather than having to compile and fix things at the end. LabVIEW represents parallelism in your code naturally. The graphical nature makes this easy to visualize. Engineering such as fast Fourier transforms, limit testing, and PDE algorithms are included in LabVIEW already, with a host of specialty algorithms available as add-ons, all guaranteed to be compatible and quickly combined. Download the LabVIEW evaluation today to discover how you can use LabVIEW to integrate hardware, visualize data.
So let's get back to our presentation. Okay, so what I was saying, this is the basic, the video that I've shown, that was what is LabVIEW. So I think that you guys are already familiar with what is LabVIEW and how do we take advantage of it. Uh, there's one person, I think Mr. Harsh asked a question that he's finding some, placement problems and getting the job in the lab industry problem. So these kind of problems I faced in my days as well. Like when I was doing my final year of engineering, I faced some same type of problems, that there are very few jobs in the market in terms of LabVIEW for the LabVIEW core development. So earlier, there were very less companies who were using LabVIEW, but today, as speaking with my experience of 3 years in this field, I can totally assure that there are a lot of jobs that are already available in the market. It's just that maybe there are some skills or that you have to develop, or there are some you have to create your reach, uh, so that you can target the right person, so that जिसको आपकी जरूरत है. Okay, so a little bit about myself. So I've already told that I'm one of the directors. Okay, so my job basically is, initially I'm still here. In my company, I handle all the software division in the company. And okay, so we are also one of the alliance partners of National Instrument. Okay, so we are one of the youngest alliance partners in the Pan India, to whom NI has granted this partnership. Okay, we are here, like, in what ways LabVIEW can help? LabVIEW can help students in multiple ways. So we'll talk about two things here. How LabVIEW can help when you are pursuing engineering, and how LabVIEW can help after your engineering, okay, in terms of placement on all the jobs. Okay, so while you are in the graduation phase, so how LabVIEW can help is that, so I think you guys are already familiar that LabVIEW can be used to simulate all the hardware tools and the hardware equipments that you required in your lab setup. So it's like as far as I know, currently in a week there is a one lab, uh, one duration of lab, that in which you go into the lab and do all the hardware kind of experiments in the lab. So there is a very little time when we talk about theoretical to practical ratio. So I understand that practical ratio should be way more than the theoretical part. theoretical part is just for the basic understanding. Then you can play with the hardware as long as you want. But due to this, and there are some restrictions in terms of hardware availability, that you don't have hardware, or the hardware is too costly, and so that you cannot play with the hardware. So what we can do is, we can simulate all the hardware functionality into the lab view and then create our projects accordingly. I'll show some of the examples that I had made in my engineering to learn better. So all of you are C students, so you will get all my examples that I have done to have a better approach in terms of understanding. So apart from this, in the engineering, what you can do is, you can clear some exams and you can have these certifications. Nowadays, when a company hires, or when I was hiring in my company a month back, so we were looking dedicatedly for CLDs, that is certified library developer. So it's like, if you have these certifications, then the other company will automatically know if he is CLAD, then he will know about lab this much. So there will be no kind of ambiguity or issues in the mind of the HR. This person does not know LabVIEW, or this how much this person knows. So if you have these certifications, just like in my case, if I'm a CLD, 3 years of experience, and if I'm going for a job, so other person will definitely know about, by seeing this certification only, this person is CLD and is having 3 years experience. So this person will know these things already. So what it will create an impact, and he won't ask you, he won't play with you in basic questions and all these things. So he will directly ask you questions that matters. Okay. So these certifications are very important if you are thinking of your LabVIEW as a profession. So these certifications are important, and I would recommend, if you are thinking LabVIEW as a profession, then you must clear CLD minimum. Okay, and it's a very easy question paper. If you will go through it, if you provide some, then you can definitely crack this exam. Okay, so while I was mentioning that during engineering, what you can do is, when you are currently doing engineering, you can do these type of things that I've mentioned in this slide at your home, at your comfortable zone. You can uh, create operational amplifiers, analog circuit, digital. You can simulate all these things that you study in your classroom or through the books. You can simulate all these things in LabVIEW and check whatever you are understanding through the book, that is correct or not, or you are missing some point. Okay, so you guys are from the electronics and communication, so you must understand all these kind of modulations and all. So let me give you a basic example of let's say AM modulation and demodulation. Okay, so this is a very basic example that I have created in my engineering. Okay, so what this example will do is, you can see that there is a message signal over here, that is a sine wave. This sine wave message frequency I can change through this control, and this is a carrier signal on which we can modulate the signal. So the frequency of the signal can be controlled through this, and this is my modulation index. Okay, here I can say it is rightly modulated or not. Okay, so let's check. Let me slow down the carrier frequency so that you can understand. So now you can see, okay, so now I can check my carrier signal. Okay, this is my modulated wave, and this is my demodulated wave. Okay, after demodulation, what is my signal? Okay, let me just get bigger. So you can see here. So now this is a package. This is an envelope that we are detecting. So these kind of signals, see in your books. You see all these signals, so you can change all the sine wave or triangular wave. Now you can see, now my envelope is triangular, and if I create a square wave, so now you can see my envelope is square. Okay, so these are some things that you study in your class, but uh, you know uh, you cannot implement it directly. So you don't know ki, you are unable to understand at that point of, or what I felt at that point ki I'm not able to understand ki what if I change the carrier frequency, then what will happen to my modulated signal. Okay, and let's say if I increase my message frequency, so if I change my message frequency in relation to the carrier frequency, so what happens to the signal at that point of time, I'm unable to relate. Okay, so this is one of the example. Let me show you another example. Okay, let's check this ASK. Okay, so you all understand ASK, I suppose. Okay, this is a very basic modulation, digital modulation process. Here what we do is we provide digital bit stream. Okay, let's suppose the digital bit stream is 101,001. Now you can see what I've done is, this is my carrier signal, this is my digital bit stream. So all those students who are able to relate, and who all those students who are already aware of amplitude shift keying, how does ASK works. So now here, from here I can change the frequency, amplitude, and the sampling frequency. I can even add the noise to the signal. Okay, so I can simulate all the hardware related things into my software. Now you can see in the demodulation phase, so this is my received signal, and after the received signal I put the product modulator, then low pass filter. So using this low pass filter, you can see my demodulated signal can be changed. So now I know what is the reason why we put low pass filter over here, and what should be the device threshold value. Okay, so I put noise over here, which is obviously present in the atmosphere. So what you can do is, you can create a simulation which is near to perfect in the atmosphere. You can add uniform white noise, or you can add even the Gaussian white noise, even with the standard deviation. Okay, now you can see when the standard deviation is high, my demodulated signal is not coming correct. Okay, so for this I have to make some changes in my circuit. Okay, in my modulation process. So this is one of those examples. Okay, while doing engineering, if I want to understand some concepts and I don't have hardware, so I can simulate all those activities, and then I can understand which is better. And if I change some variables or the parameters, so what happens if I change this parameter, so what happens when so these things you can clear out. Okay, so there are various examples that I've created, like DPSK and all those things. I'll show you for the control system as well. I've created I'll show you root locus. I hope you guys have studied root locus. So in root locus, what we do is, so this is a four-step process. In your, even in your class also, the teacher will tell you about root locus in basically four steps. Okay? So let's suppose I am creating a one function through which I have to create so what I've done is I've created the numerator and the denominator function. So now this is my transfer function. Okay. So after this, when I calculate the number of zeros and number of poles, I can create number of poles. There are, because this is a quadratic equation. So there are number of poles. There are two number of poles. So what I've done is I've created the poles in the this graph. Okay. So now what I have to do is to calculate the angle of asymptotes. So now my angle of asymptotes is 90 and 270. Okay. Maybe I can change some points. So okay. Let's run this one and one. Okay. So now you can say here the angle of asymptotes is y my is 180 degree as per the calculations. Okay, because the number of zeros are is 1. Okay, so now you know all these formulas. Okay, so now what I've done is I have to calculate the breakaway point. Key my root locus will break away in the what is the valid bifurcation point. Okay, so I've created this LabVIEW VI using my books only. But now this, what I can do is I can easily solve the questions, and I can easily check if what if this value is this, what if this happens, then when what happens, all these. And when I go to step 4, so now this is my root loops, and these are my open loop poles, these are my angle of zeros, angle of poles, angle of departure. So all these things I've created through the book. But now since it's a programmatic, it's in a programmatical manner, so I can check very easily and in a very faster manner what happens when. Okay, so similarly, you can have PID control, you can have machine vision as well. In my college times, I was very much dedicated in machine vision. RF communication, I already showed you. So these kind of things you can implement very easily while in your engineering to understand better. And what this will create a aid benefit for you. You will definitely grow in LabVIEW, you will understand lab better, and you can show all these small projects of your in your maybe interview, or you can you showcase all these small projects in your LinkedIn profile, so that your LinkedIn profile will grow. As your LinkedIn profile will grow, your career opportunities will also grow. Okay, then it's a very basic about LabVIEW. So now we are talking about what are the advantages and what is the uh, capability of LabVIEW. So LabVIEW has a very higher advantage in terms of communication. So LabVIEW is able to communicate with every protocol that is there, okay, in our market segment. So we can communicate in serial, we can use GPIB, VXI, LXI, OPC. So if I have to communicate with any third party PLC, I can use OPC. If I have to create SQL or MongoDB or any other kind of non-SQL database, I can use ODBC. Even I can communicate with web services. Okay, LabVIEW is able to communicate with web services so that you can create projects of IoT as well. If you understand MATLAB better, or there are some things that are good in MATLAB, so you can call those programs in MATLAB as well. And the last most important thing that is very much important for you to understand. So if you are creating a project in a text-based programming language, and if it is taking you 6 months to develop, then I can guarantee you can develop those projects within 3 months using LabVIEW. Okay, so it's a very great advantage. I'm speaking from my experience. Okay, so there are some demos and projects. Demo I've already showed you in terms of root locus. There are other PID program is there. I have some PID, other ASK, BFSK, all these kind of uh, programs I have already. Okay. So now what I'll show you what I have done in these 3 years in my company. So let me go through this. Okay. So you have all seen this. I hope you guys have all seen this set of hardware. So this is a vehicle cluster. Okay, it's present in every motor vehicle that is available in the market. It's just different in size. Bike has smaller, car has bigger, tractor will be having a bigger size. So all those all those students who want to know ki where we use LabVIEW in market, let me tell you, LabVIEW is being used in market wherever the testing and automation is required. You want to do testing of any kind of product, you can use LabVIEW. Okay, so what we have done over here is, this is a cluster. Okay, I can tell you this is a this cluster is used in Tata tractors. Sorry, Tata trucks. Okay, this is a cluster. So this was my second year project, not second year of my company project. So what we are doing over here is, you can even see this camera. So this is a project, this is a technology which is called HIL, hardware in loop. So what we do is, we give a signal to this cluster. Let's suppose I'm giving this signal. Let's key the truck is running at a 60 kilometer per hour speed. So using this camera, we are validating ki, is the cluster even running? Is this the needle showing me 60 kilometer per hour or not? So this is just to remove human error, just to remove human contacts. Okay. So let me show you one second. Let me show you one video of this project, of the same project. It's a POC project. It's a POC. You can see over here. As you can see, I have provided 160 input to this cluster. Okay, this is a screen that I'm recording from the camera. So now you can see over here, 160 I have provided. Okay, using machine vision, I'm calculating the speed. So now I'm taking back my speed to 1, and then I'm again checking how much time it is taking from 0 to 160 and again back 160 to 0. Okay, so now I'm testing in between whether it is working fine or not. Now you can see I have selected the park brake light. I'm giving this signal to the cluster, please on the park light, and using camera, I'm checking whether this light goes or not. Okay, so it's a testing process basically. So now what I've done is, let's open the maybe seat belt. Okay, now you can see I've turned on the seat belt and seat belt was turned on. Okay, so it create a testing in loop. So that is why it is called river in loop testing. Okay, it's a very big project. It's a very it was a very huge project. Okay, so you can already understand that this cluster is of Tata. Okay, so this is one of the examples I can show you where we can use view in terms of uh, in marketing, in market, where this was very this was a very basic thing that I developed for fun. So I, as you already know, speech to text, what Google Google okay Google does is, you say it converts into text and understand and everything. So I have tried to basically implement the same into the lab. Okay, so here, so now here it is recognizing my voice, what I have said, and then it will create and it will change. It will modify my speech into text and then speak it out loud. So now it is speech to text and vice versa. So basically, what I'm trying to show you here is you can do basically anything in terms of automation and all these things using LabVIEW. And trust me, whenever you are trying to develop this, it will be very much fun. Okay. Okay, let's show you. I'm showing you some another examples. So this is a basically contactor testing. So contactor in electrical engineering, they teach what are the contactors and how to use all those things. For you guys, I can in very brief manner, I can say, you guys all know RCCBs and MCCBs. So it's a testing for all those equipments. So as you can see over here, so there are 4 types of waveforms. So we are monitoring current and voltage in the contactors in every phase, R phase, B phase, and Y phase, and we are here to check whether all the phases are in limit or not. So this is one of the other example where we can use LabVIEW in market. Okay, so this is one of the machines that we have developed. This is being used to test hydraulic valves. Okay, so you know all hydraulic and pneumatic. So there are valves which are used in automobiles. So this machine is being used to, and so you can here check the graph is being recorded. Okay, so let me give you a brief. Let me give you some points. How can you, like you guys are in ECE, so how can you determine whether the project is of EC branch or not. Like most of the people think if I create this project and it does not involve any kind of hardware, so whether is it considerable in EC branch or not. Okay. So just like I told you, using machine vision is a part of automation. So how can you determine whatever the project you are trying to implement, will it come into the EC department or will it come into the IT? So any project which consists of data acquisition, first point. Second point, monitoring. Okay, that after data acquisition, you are monitoring the data. And third point is data logging. Whatever the data you are acquiring and monitoring, you can log the data. So if your project is meeting all these key conditions, then your project will be counted as an EC department and there is no issue. Myself, when I was in final year, I implemented a machine vision project. So my project consists of nothing but a single camera. Okay. Okay. So this is one of the other project that we are currently doing, as you can see over here. So what this machine do will is it will test all the inverter PCBs. You know all the home inverters you all guys must have had in your home. So this machine will test all the inverter PCBs. So this is for one of the customer that we have. Okay, so we are currently developing this machine. So in the end of the line, like before coming out to the marking, the last stage of testing will be done through this machine. So now, as you can see, these kind of solutions, you can see over here, we have used industrial controller. Okay, so this is NI industrial controller. It is used for machine vision projects. We have delivered one project. Okay, so these are some screens that we have developed for the customer. So we can customize the screen, we can customize the graphs, we can customize anything that is present in the lab view, so it looks more attractive, it looks more good, and catch the customer eyes. Okay, so this is one of the another example. Like I've used this pie graph over here as well. Okay, I've used custom buttons, as you can see over here. I have these custom buttons. These are normally not present in the lab view, but I have made. So there is a option to customize the buttons as well, so that it looks good. Okay, this is one of the another. This is the machine that we have developed. This is for another contactor testing machine. Okay, this is another hydraulic valve testing machine. This is one of the machine vision projects that we have delivered. So this is the this was the outer photograph. This is the photograph from inside. So this is this is one of the part that is being inspected. You can, as you can see over here, there are two cameras. One is from side, one is for the side view and one is for the top view. So using the top view and side view combined, we are detecting all the parts are present mm, in the machine, in the this assembly or not. Okay. Okay, so as I already told you that I've graduated from 2017 and after only I've started this company. So in just 3 years of time, okay, I have provided various training to various colleges. I have provided many solutions to many customers, as you can see over here. So this is a very small list of customers to which I have provided solutions in just 3 years of time. So we work only in LabVIEW. Like we deliver solutions using LabVIEW language only. So if you think that that in the market the LabVIEW is being used less, or there are very few companies who are using LabVIEW, then I think you should reconsider. And so this is a basic portfolio. So there are some huge giants that I have acquired within this small period of time, and all these companies are using LabVIEW as their in their testing facilities as well as in their production facilities. Okay. uh, so basically, what I've told you up to this point is to let you know what how bigger is the market in terms of LabVIEW and national instruments, and you should not lose hope if you are not getting job or if you are not getting replies from companies. because the market earlier was there was very few players in the market, but now the market segment is very huge, and it's continuously growing. Okay, now India is getting more familiarized with LabVIEW and its features and functionalities. So and I think that, in my opinion, there's a strong thinking that it's a strong thing that in future also the market in terms of LabVIEW and all these things will definitely grow, and you will have very more opportunities in terms of this, and you will get the jobs very easily. Okay, so these are the things that I wanted to share with you guys initially. How much bigger the market is, and what are the things that we can do with our view. What are the things that I have done that I wanted to share with you. Okay, so these were the things that I wanted to share. Now let's take some questions and answers, so that it should be an open discussion. Feel free to ask any question. I'll answer to every question that you guys will ask. Okay.
Hello, sir. Is it necessary to use licensed version of LabVIEW in industry purpose?
Yes, Mr. Ashish. While commercializing anything, you should use LabVIEW, and it's not your choice or opinion whether we should use a licensed version or not. It's customer requirement that the software that you are deploying at his place, it should be licensed, because uh, there are a lot of audits that happen in the companies, and they cross check that every software that they are using, it should be licensed. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And one more question. How do you analyze a code which is not well documented? Like I was going through a chess game and I was not able to understand things like how do you analyze LabVIEW code?
So you're saying, let me get this correct. So you're saying that you have a code built by someone else, and he hasn't documented the code, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so now you're trying to understand the code, what
Yes, sir.
he has built. Okay. So sorry. So Ashish, there is no easy way. That's why the best practice in the LabVIEW or any other programming language is that you must code, for the other developers. So if the documentation is not there, unfortunately, Ashish, you have to understand by yourself, uh, because in like last year there was a project that came across to me, similar kind of thing. The developer has not documented the code, and the thing is he shifted to US. So now we cannot have a proper communication as well, and all those things. So it's tough. Okay, but you have to do it on your own. There is no easy way.
Yes, Pritesh, I'm here. Yeah, I was attending the session and it was really great session. I mean,
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, Mr. Arshit. Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. I want to ask that I am a certified LabVIEW associate developer,
Okay.
and can I get an opportunity to work as an intern at your company?
Mr. Arshit, maybe let's discuss this afterwards.
Sure, sir.
in fact, I was also interested to know about the same, Mr. Prince.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I was also interested to know that if we have some bright students, then I would like to know the process for the internship, and I mean paid or non-paid. And depending
Okay.
upon the performance later on, our student can get like opportunity. Because what will happen if they are doing some live project or some
Mhm.
internship in a company, then they will be like always.
Ma'am, let me show you some videos. I forgot to show some videos. So there are some videos, there are some projects that we have created during my engineering. Let me show you. Okay,
Okay.
using LabVIEW. Okay, so and then I'll answer your question as well.
Okay.
So okay, so I've created this project. I have done this project in my third year. So this is automated guided vehicle. It is built for NI Anthem 2015, and we were the runner up of that competition of that year.
Great.
So we have created this project. I'll show you quickly. So this is an automated guided vehicle. Okay. So we have done everything from scratch. We have designed it. Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay. So what I was showing is, this is automated guided vehicle. Okay. It is being used to reduce the human labor. Uh, you know, uh, Taking the package from one end to another. So we created this project from scratch. We have initially created the CAD model for the drawing as well, taken the approval from the department, and then created a complete. So this is a simulation model. What it will do. So this is a design circuit. This is a LabVIEW software circuit. LabVIEW software program. We were using NI Mario. So here you can see these are the things. Okay. So this was the complete product. You can see over here. So as you can see, was our third year project that we have completed in the third. Okay. This is one of my juniors project in the next year. So what they have done is they have integrated KUKA's UBot with LabVIEW, and uh, one more thing that they have integrated the gesture sensor, that is of leap sensor, and now they are controlling the KUKA UBot using hand gestures. Okay, let me show you. So now you can see this person is controlling this bot using his hand. So as you can see, okay. So this was the winner. This was done by our seniors. So they have created the India's first smart bin. What this smart bin has the functionality of auto charging and as well as the auto disposal. Whenever the bin fills completely, it will automatically go to the dumping station, dump out the load, and come back and then again start working. battery is starting to draining out, it will again go to its charging center, charge the battery, and then come out. So we have created this in 2015. So these kind of projects we have, already done in our engineering times. Okay. So I've showed you only like 3 videos. I've myself done like more than 10 projects in the engineering, and everything was, of same higher level. So, ma'am, I'll answer your question regarding the training of the students. I would recommend initially uh, the students should learn. The students should learn from the I think ma'am has left the meeting. Okay, so what I was saying the students must, yes, okay, so student must learn from the projects, college projects, group projects, or the final year projects, uh, because getting the internship also requires some level of experience and expertise.
I totally agree.
So I would recommend, if the students are more curious, and they can develop college projects such kinds, they have to participate in national or international events. So there are a lot of competitions that is going on throughout pan India. So participate on matlab, uh, student must be very curious about all these things. So these things is much better till third year. In final year, definitely do all the internships that you want. There is no issue, and very uh, there are much companies who with whom you can have an internship with.
Very, very true, very true. Students' curiosity matters a lot. We also have some group of good students, and they are always interested. And in third year as well as in second year, and we will definitely be in touch with you through Nitesh about those students, and we'll be getting. And I'm very much impressed. I mean, you have really done good projects. Very
Thank you,
good.
ma'am. Thank you. So, ma'am, the same thing. Like we have started in the early college days. Like I'm creating such kind of projects since my second year. So, if students, came up first, and then are curious about how to do the certifications or how to do this kind of training, so these will, create the basic steps. If we complete the basic steps, then it will be good for the students as well as for the companies where the students will go for the internships, or after the for the jobs as well. So like Mr. Harshit also mentioned earlier regarding the jobs as well. So like last month back, I was hiring for the Levy developer as well. For like 4 months back, I was hiring for the internships as well. So now in my company, I'm having 2 persons for the software level development, and for the 2 students who are in final year, and they are doing internship in my company. So so I've mentioned to Mr. Harshit also, maybe your reach is not enough in your maybe LinkedIn network. So my recommendation, if you are looking for jobs or internship, so please build your LinkedIn profile better. And also I've mentioned ki, just like I showed you some basic projects, some basic programs for the modulation techniques, or for the root locus or Bode plot or PID. So you can create such small programs and put it on your LinkedIn profile. Uh, it will create an impact, and maybe it will create a ripple effect, and you will get a very high reach. So maybe there is a chance, there is a strong chance that people will come and ask you, "Are you looking for an opportunity? We have a vacancy at our place." So these things happens also, but you have to be prepared for it. You have to get ready for it. Good chances, don't come easy.
Mm.
So any other question, Mr. Mukesh?
Yeah. I just want to say big thanks, very big thanks to Mr. Prince Agarwal, Director, Agile Technology Solution. I mean, at a very young age, and you are really doing good job. I mean, actually, I couldn't start join the meeting in the beginning, so I was unaware about your, qualification and education. I was really impressed from your thoughts. Thank you so much, Mr. Prince. On the behalf of ITS Engineering College, I would like to extend my sincere thanks that you have accepted my invitation. Nitesh has finally succeed to get your time and you could spare yourself and has given a motivational talk and lot many opportunities in the field of LabVIEW. And I'm hoping that our collaboration will be more in terms of projects, in terms of
Definitely,
internship.
ma'am. Definitely,
Yeah.
ma'am. And
I
Mr.
really
Nitesh
hope.
has my contact.
Yes.
Anyone needs help of any kind, please feel free to connect. No issues.
Yeah. Please.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Nitesh. Thank you, everyone.